Welcome everyone. Today I'll be sharing key insights from the recent Economist articles on artificial intelligence, focusing on three critical areas. First, the intensifying global competition between major powers. Second, significant policy development that are reshaping the landscape. Third, the emerging trend that could define AI's future trajectory. These articles span from July to September 2025 and offer a nuanced view of where AI is heading beyond the typical hype. First, the global AI race, China versus America. The competition between China and America represents fundamentally different philosophies. While America pursues AI dominance with massive investment and strict export controls on semiconductors, China has embraced what The Economist calls a good enough strategy. This was dramatically illustrated by DeepSeek's breakthrough in January, producing an advanced language model with a fraction of the resources American companies typically use. So China's approach focuses on rapid, broad-based adoptions rather than being the absolute technology leader or state of the art. Their regulatory framework is notably pragmatic, strict on information control, but surprisingly lax on privacy and data protection, which actually accelerates AI development. The Beijing impact could appeal to many countries seeking practical, affordable AI solutions rather than cutting-edge but expensive American technology. The second news I want to share is the policy earthquake, the Google antitrust case. One of the most significant policy developments was the Google antitrust ruling in this month, September. Despite being declared an illegal monopolist, Google escaped the breakup that many expected. The judge's reasoning was fascinating. AI had fundamentally changed the competitive landscape since the original ruling. The emergence of AI-powered search alternatives like ChatGPT or cloud convinced the judge that market forces rather than regulatory intervention could address Google's monopoly. So this represents a major shift in antitrust thinking. Instead of breaking up a big tech, regulators are betting that AI will create enough disruption to restore competition naturally. The ruling also benefited Apple, which continues receiving billions from Google for default search placement. The third article is in the latest Economist. It's about rethinking AI, the normal technology perspective. So perhaps the most thought-provoking piece challenges the dominant narrative about AI. Princeton researchers argue we should view AI as normal technology, more like electricity or computers, than an unprecedented intelligence. Their research shows AI adoption is actually slower than innovation, constrained by the need to adapt workflows, regulations, and organizational structures. Rather than major job displacement, they predict job transformation, workers increasingly supervising and controlling AI systems, similar to how the Industrial Revolution shifted workers from manual tasks to machine supervision. Critically, they argue against focusing solely on AI alignment, trying to make AI models that can't be misused is like trying to make computers that can't be used for bad things. Instead, they advocate strengthening downstream defenses in cybersecurity and biosafety. These represent a fundamentally different approach to AI risk management. Okay, the last thing I want to share is the economic transformation ahead. This is in the July one of the July Economist. So the most ambitious article explores AI's potential to trigger a second explosion in economic growth. The historical parallel is striking. Before 1700, economies grew just 8% per century, but the Industrial Revolution accelerated this to 350% per century. So AI could even more transformative because it faces no demographic constraints. If AI systems can automate the discovery of new ideas and oversee their own improvement, we could see annual growth rates exceeding 20%. The economic implications are staggering. Anything AI can help produce would become incredibly cheap, while anything requiring human input would become expensive due to cost disease. This could create unprecedented wealth concentration among AI capital owners, require interest rate of 20 to 30% to balance investment demand, and force government to completely rethink taxation, education, and civil rights protection. Even if you are skeptical of superintelligence scenarios, the incremental effect of human-level AI would be economically transformative. Okay, so these are the key takeaways and questions. So in conclusion, these articles reveal an AI landscape that's more nuanced than typical narrative suggests. We are seeing multiple paths to AI success, with policy makers increasingly betting on market forces rather than regulation. The economists debating whether we are facing gradual transformation or explosive change. The key insights across all these pieces is that success in AI may favor pragmatic approaches over perfectionist ones. Whether that's China's good enough strategy, regulators letting market forces work, or businesses focusing on practical adoption rather than waiting for perfect technology. I would love to hear your thoughts on these matters, how they might apply to your own organization and planning in your study. Thank you.